This is going to be a long one, video-wise. I feel compelled to record this as much as possible. I feel like this drive is one of the most important drives. Legally. There were alibis, loopholes, scampering, they're all effective at once. And that's why we arrived at this extreme level. The point merely being that this gyrating only occurred when I started the case. It's only pertinent there. This started occurring when I started the case. Can't say what about it, except it's going to destroy my truck, and I think that's the way to destroy the case. That's as close as I can get. Not to mention how much of a strain it puts on commuters and commerce and people's lives. I believe that was the very thing right here. I believe it was. The very same circumstance played out here every time I've been here. So that might be a barometric thing, or it might be a barometer of some other type. This is crazy. And crazy is medical. So if I'm writing a lawsuit about something that I was scared of, and then this begins, it should go right along with it. We just passed a jumbo giant American flag, and during that video clip I was just thinking to myself how imperative it would be to see on film it stopping, the gyrating stopping, and stopping for good while I had the camera out. And there was another footage of me explaining the whole vehicle ordeal under another jumbo flag. So that we're waiting for the opportunity to occur. Complete stoppage. But what we're seeing is something else. See my hand. This is being done with nuclear gravitics. This is a very sophisticated, advanced science that allows for something like this to occur. And it's in the wrong hands. Which might also explain why I was under those investigations by groups of citizens in California, seeking to surmise whether I was a criminal or not. That maybe coincide precisely with what we're seeing here. Because in order to possibly use the nuclear gravitics system, it may be reserved for certain criminals. So we had people slandering me and libeling me, slandering me as a criminal. The libel would be where it was a held statement. The slander is the statement. The libel is where it was held at me from a group. That's libel. Not particularly written down, but held as a group against another person. And we saw the violent backlash, which we see on the pulsing to the abdomen as well. Violent backlash almost immediately. Which would mean we're dealing with a bipolar individual. That line of decision making aside from consequence would be bipolar mania. So what we would have here is a type of kleptomania with someone's time and abilities. Constant seizing and taking someone's time. We're changing elevation. That may be the effect that we're seeing. But it did start when I started the case. Changes in elevation. That's the air. So in deciding to have a longer video here, now on 9 minutes, what did we see? We saw horrific conditions. Surrounding a plaintiff with multiple lawsuits against people harassing him and attacking him. So where does it end? The goal is to end in a place of order and under the rule of law. But if we're dealing with this in a bipolar aspect, we're going to deal with a very rash response of emotions. Which can be curtailed, is probably being enabled. The goal is order, the rule of law. Not for interstate mechanical malfunctions. It's a very perturbing thing. I would rather be going 40 miles an hour, but that's illegal. So the decision, if there were one, to keep the measure of what 40 miles per hour is and extend it to 60 miles per hour is not allowed. So if I go 40, which is more risky? 40 miles an hour and causing a lot of lane changes? Or is it 60 and then you're relying on the mounts and ball joints and the wheels and tires, the strength of the steel. So if we had ADD happening, my idle is now gyrating too by 100 RPM. One interesting note is that when the G-forces stopped in my body, as I stopped there, it dipped down to 500 RPMs. Idle rate is a little higher.